My name is Jonathan Cohen, and I'm a partner in NextLaw Professional Corporation. I'm here with Dan Joffe, who's a senior lawyer here at NextLaw. There's a series of common questions we get about stunt driving charges that we thought would be useful if we explain those to you today. The first question is, I just got pulled over by the police and was charged with stunt driving. What just happened to me?
John, what's happened is that you've been charged under the Highway Traffic Act, and stunt driving is not a minor charge under the Highway Traffic Act. It's in fact one of the most serious charges under the Highway Traffic Act. It's actually considered a quasi-criminal charge given the potential serious penalties, which, in addition to big fines, points, may include a mandatory license suspension of up to 2 years, which would mean that you can't drive, you can't do what you need to do to feed your family, and the penalties may even include jail time. The reality is that stunt driving is a serious charge with serious consequences.
Okay, so I think the next question is, why are these penalties so severe for a traffic offense?
What's important to understand is the distinction between regular speeding and stunt driving. The lawmakers who wrote the Highway Traffic Act, they chose a threshold speed of 50 kilometers an hour, that when you go above that 50 kilometer threshold, that you're no longer just speeding. At that point, you're actually posing a serious risk to the public when you're driving at that high rate of speed. And you need to change your thinking about speeding to understand the logic of the law. At that high rate of speed, from a legal perspective, you're no longer just driving a car. You're in fact driving this 4,000-pound weapon on wheels. And that weapon can cause serious property damage. You can kill someone. You can put someone in a wheelchair. And the lawmakers prescribe penalties that are consistent with someone who is operating a weapon, which include license suspension and even jail time. And these strong penalties really have a dual purpose. First, these penalties are intended to deter you specifically from doing this. And secondly, these extreme penalties are aimed to send a message to the public that if you're going to operate a 4,000-pound weapon recklessly, that the law is going to punish you in a very, very harsh manner.
Another common question is, okay, my car just got towed and impounded, and I just lost my license for 7 days. What's going on here?
With stunt driving, the police actually have a legal obligation to immediately impound your car for 7 days. And they can even arrest you if they deem it's necessary. Also, the law dictates that you get an immediate 7-day driving suspension. And these steps are actually very unusual under the law because generally with any charge, due process needs to be followed. Which that means is that the government, with any charge, they need to prove its case against you. And only if the case is proven or you agree to a plea agreement, only then are penalties imposed. However, with stunt driving, you get these immediate penalties, this 7-day license suspension, this 7-day car impoundment, without any legal due process. In other words, the facts of your case have not even been proven in a court, but you still get these immediate penalties, which really is unusual. But the reason why is important to understand. This happens because of the nature of the charge itself. I mean, when you're speeding over that 50-kilometer threshold, the law now considers you a public safety threat. And the risk to the public, killing someone, putting someone in a wheelchair, causing property damage, that risk is so severe that the law says, look, it's okay to remove due process for a very short period of time, 7 days, because we want to protect the public from you, from your irrational action. So in other words, let's remove the public safety threat right now in the midst of your bad judgment that you're driving really fast. So in effect, these 7-day penalties really force you to cool down. They force you to think straight again. And what's very important to understand in this 7-day period, if you're in that right now, during the 7-day driving suspension period, that you don't drive. If you get caught driving during the 7-day driving period, there are very, very serious consequences in addition to the stunt driving charge, which has been imposed against you.